Hello everyone, I am D.Grana Gnana Rajathi from the Department of Physical Science. I am doing my first year B.Ed in VOC College of Education, Thuthukudi. Now I am here to discuss about the Kellar Plan. This is one of the teaching methods which is student centered. So let us discuss about this Kellar Plan in detail. So this is the table of contents. We are going to discuss about the introduction of Kellar Plan, Kellar Plan's definition and meaning, basic elements of Kellar Plan, PSI personnel, steps in PSI, advantages and disadvantages of Kellar Plan, and finally the conclusion. So introduction. Kellar Plan is also known as Personalized System of Instruction, that is PSI. This was introduced by Fred S. Kellar. This is a self-learning technique which involves no classrooms, learner-centered method. This is a learner-centered method. Definition of Kellar Plan. The Kellar Plan is a highly personalized learning method in which students progress at their own pace. Meaning of Kellar Plan. The Kellar Plan is a personalized learning method in which students receive materials in small units. When they are ready, they take a test on the unit they have completed. Then they pass on to the next unit. Learners progress at their own pace. This Kellar Plan is a personalized learning method. That is, it is a personal learning. Here students will receive their materials in small units. When they are ready to appear for their exam, they can appear for their exam in their own pace and they can complete the course in their own pace. Then basic elements of Kellar Plan. There are 4 basic elements involved in Kellar Plan. They are the written materials, mastery of each unit, self-pacing and probe tasks. Let us discuss about these in brief. First, the written materials. The bulk of the course consists of written materials. There are lectures and demonstrations too, but attending them is optional. This Kellar Plan consists of the written materials, that is the printed materials. There will be lectures and demonstrations, but attending them is not compulsory, that is optional. Mastery of each unit. To advance from one unit to the next, the student must master a unit first. When students pass an exam, they choose which unit to do next. If they fail, they are redirected to unit materials. Then they do another exam. That is, mastery of each unit is nothing but learning a unit, appearing for the exam and passing it. This is mastering a unit. Here, when you pass the exam, you will be moving on to the next unit. But if you fail, you will be redirected to the learning materials and you will do that unit next again and again. After mastering it and passing it, you will be moving on to the next unit. Third, self-pacing. Learners progress at their own pace. Instructors suggest the order in which students should progress through the units. Here, the instructors will be guiding you how to do your course. You can do it on your own pace. Then, the probe tasks. These probe tasks would be responsible for 15 to 20 students. The duty of this probe task is to enable test with immediate scoring, tutoring and feedback. Then PSI personnel. PSI personnel consists of the following: PSI teacher, PSI instructor, probe task and finally the class assistants. PSI teacher. This PSI teacher is the leader of this course. PSI teacher works as a manager and observes the course. PSI instructor. PSI instructor designs the course and this PSI instructor helps the PSI teacher in preparing the written material. Probe tasks. These probe tasks are recruited by PSI teachers. They are given necessary training and guidance for guiding and supervising the low learners. That is the slow learners. These probe tasks will guide and supervise the slow learners and will help them to complete the unit. Class assistants. Class assistants are appointed for conducting unit test. There will be 1 or 2 class assistants for about 50 or 60 students. Steps involved in PSI. The PSI instructor designs the course, and this instructor breaks the course into several units, and this instructor develops study guides for units with the help of the PSI teacher. These study guides or written materials consist of the objectives, procedures, and the questions. This is a self-paced individual work. Then the students complete a unit and they are tested, that is they appear for their exams, and immediate evaluation and feedback is given. Students move from one unit to the other after they master the previous unit. There are lectures, but they are limited as said already. Then a progress chart is prepared for each pupil. This is to get to know about the students' improvement and to trace out their developments. Then advantages of Kellar Plan. This Kellar Plan helps the learners to work independently. PSI students can learn at their own pace. This helps to increase self-learning habits. This increases positive attitude towards learning. This also improves students' performance. This helps in developing the comprehension skills. This encourages students to become independent learners. Then at last, this feedback is given immediately and immediate evaluation is done. Disadvantages of Kellar Plan. There are high dropout rates. It is difficult for teachers to prepare study guide and material. Students show tendency to postpone learning because there is no compulsion. Proctors are not easily available in the present teaching learning environment. As this is a competitive world, proctors are not easily available. Then there are much pressure on students. There is decreased human interaction as this is self-learning. There will be no classroom interactions, and there will be no lesson plans as this is a self-learning and a self-paced method. Then finally the conclusion. Personalized system of instruction, that is Kellar Plan, is a teaching technique that involves dividing the course material into segments, evaluating the learner's performance on each segment for subject mastery, and allowing the learners to move from one segment to the other on their own pace. PSI is one of the innovations that have been introduced in higher education to individualized instruction. So we have so far discussed about what is Kellar Plan, the elements, the PSI personnel, the advantages, disadvantages, and the steps involved in Kellar Plan. So thus briefly discussed about the Kellar Plan. Thank you.